I'm always looking for new ways to incorporate heart-healthy wild salmon and more vegetables into my diet, and this recipe has both. It's wild salmon with edamame-cauliflower rice. Super simple, just a handful of ingredients. Let's get started. So I have 1 head of large cauliflower, and what I did here was just took off the stem end and broke up the florets into like 1-inch pieces or so. You don't want to put too large of pieces in the food processor because we're shooting for pulsed rice grains versus a puree. So definitely do this in 2 batches. Start there. And pulse. All right, that looks great. One more time. What you're looking for is really finely ground cauliflower, but not too fine, because you want it to have a little bit of texture. So transfer this to a rimmed baking sheet. Riced cauliflower is such an interesting, versatile ingredient. It's a great way to incorporate more vegetables into your meals. It's a great way also if you're trying to look for a grain-free alternative that still feels pretty substantial. This is something that you can make very easily at home by just pulsing up a cauliflower in the food processor, but I've also been seeing already prepared riced cauliflower in the produce section of a lot of grocery stores. So if you're going that route, you need to start with about 6 cups. But this is so easy, who wouldn't want to do this? So with our second batch, pulse till finely ground. All right, that looks excellent. Add this to the sheet pan. Cauliflower, interestingly enough, is really high in vitamin C. So you can also make riced cauliflower if you don't have a food processor. What you would do is just break down the cauliflower head into the florets and then grate it on a box grater. Takes a little bit more time, but definitely an option. So I have my beautiful pulsed cauliflower. So drizzle this with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You want to make sure you use enough olive oil because we want to get a little bit of crispy, crunchy around the edges. Season it with salt and pepper. And then I already sliced 2 scallions. Just take a good handful, about half of this, sprinkle on top, and give it a good stir. Make sure everything is nice and incorporated. So I really love roasting riced cauliflower because you get some of the nice crispy caramelized edges. You can also cook this by sauteing, super easy, but I'd say roasting is definitely my favorite. In we go. So I have my oven preheated to 425, and this is gonna roast until, again, it's just a little caramelized and crispy around the edges, about 30 minutes. Okay, it's been about half an hour. This smells so good. Those nice little caramelized bits. So to the roasted cauliflower, add 1 cup of shelled edamame. I used frozen here, this is thawed. This not only adds a nice amount of color, texture, great flavor, but also a nice little hit of protein. So mix this all together. Now, last but not least, our wild salmon. I have 4 fillets here, they're about 6 ounces each. Make sure you're looking for wild. If you can't find fresh, look for frozen. Great product. So season this with a little bit of salt, pepper. This is such a hit at my house. There's really something for everyone here. So just nestle these in. Looks great. Okay, so we'll return this to the oven, still at 425, and this is gonna roast about 8 minutes or so. I usually say about 8 minutes per inch of thickness on a salmon fillet, so we'll check it then. All right, this smells and looks delightful. It's been about 7 minutes. We're gonna just give it a little extra fresh hit. with some fresh cilantro. Just kind of coarsely chop this. So the secret to chopping fresh herbs and getting the most flavor versus something that's a little bruised and maybe swampy, starting with dry leaves. So after you've washed your herbs and picked them, you can either store them in a resealable plastic bag with paper towel, or just spin them really, really well in a salad spinner. You want to not chop anything that's wet. And while we're chopping here, we're going to take one lime, just slice this into a couple of squeezable wedges. Ta-da! This is the other scallion that I sliced earlier, and about 1/3 cup chopped cilantro. This just really adds a nice, fresh hit to our roasted cauliflower. All right, squeeze a little lime. This looks good. Yum, yum. All right, so to serve this, just take a scoop of cauliflower rice and the salmon. How good does that look? Yum, yum. Give it a try. Should we get a little bit of everything here? This is so tasty, super simple to prepare. Great way to incorporate wild salmon and more vegetables into your diet. Can't wait for you to try it. Want more healthy recipes like this? Don't forget to like and subscribe.